Hi everybody, welcome to our next video in the book of Colossians as we continue through this journey. It's such a nice day outside and I hope you guys are being able to appreciate it and spend some time with it. Let me read to you the next section, verses 9 through 14 here, of what we're really going to be talking about as we continue on. Paul writes, "And so from the day we heard you, we have not ceased to pray for you, asking that you be filled with the knowledge of his will and all spiritual wisdom and knowledge." Wisdom and understanding. "So as to walk in a manner worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing to him, bearing fruit in every good work and increasing in the knowledge of God. May you be strengthened with all power according to his glorious might, for all endurance and patience with joy, giving thanks to the Father who has qualified you to share in the inheritance of the saints in light. He has delivered us from the domain of darkness and transferred us into the kingdom of his beloved Son, in whom we have for redemption, the forgiveness of sins." What Paul's starting to talk about here is what he's developing here is this idea of knowing God's will. He uses two words here. He uses the word fill and knowledge. Both of them have a sense of completion, a sense of fullness to them. So Paul's saying, I want you to have the full knowledge. We are praying that you have the full knowledge of Jesus Christ, the full knowledge of his will and what he would have for you in your life. I don't know, but maybe you in this time of the coronavirus, in this time of COVID, where you're kind of like, I don't know what's going on. What does God want me to be doing? Well, here's a perfect opportunity to know God. And he gives us some things here, some identifiers of when we do know what God's will is, that we should be doing. The first thing here is that we live a life that is worthy of Jesus Christ. Look at this with me in verse 10. "So as to walk in a manner worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing to him." A walking worthily of the Lord is a life that is pleasing to God. A changed life by God is one that is for Christ-likeness, that becomes Christ-like. He says here to bearing fruit in every good work and increasing in the knowledge of God. Both of these times are the idea of producing, of making into something. The knowledge of a God who is wonderful, who is a mighty, who fascinates us because we cannot comprehend who he is. He goes on, so the first thing here that we got to understand is living a life worthily, living a holy life. 1 Peter puts it this way, "Be holy for I am holy," quoting the Old Testament. He also goes and says, "May you be strengthened with all power according to his glorious might, for endurance with patience, with joy, giving thanks to the Father who has qualified you to share." Second thing here is the idea of strength. We will have the strength to get through this. We're going to have the strength to get through this if we are within the will of God, because he will give us exactly what we need when we need it. God is a powerful God who is able to do more than we could ever imagine. And the last thing here, quick, is that of a giving thanks life. A life that is fully pleasing to God, a life that knows the will of God and understands the will of God, is going to give thanks to God. Here he says why right there at the end in verse 14. He says, "In whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sins." If you're wondering this morning, today, about what's going on, about what is God's will for your life right now, let me encourage you with this fact that a person who knows what God's will is first of all a life that is pleasing to God, bearing much fruit, producing much fruit. It is also a life that is being strengthened by him. But it is also a life full of praise and thankfulness for what he has done to us. Because he has done so much for us because he loves us. I can't wait for us to continue this journey together. Dive into this passage. It's full of amazing things about our Lord Jesus. And I hope that you continue on this journey with me as well. I'll see you in another video real soon. Bye-bye.